Hello and welcome everyone. Have I got a treat for you today? This time the watch we have is my Vostok Amphibia. Now this one is a bit special. Hold on. Sorry. This one is a bit special because it is the first watch I bought to do a project with. Let me just see if I can get a better angle. I'm not used to doing this. Okay, this might work. Okay, it's the first watch I bought to do a project with. I knew I wanted a Vostok anyway, so I got this one. Now, before the bit of history lesson about who and what Vostok, pronounced properly, are, this one happens to be the 060142, whereas the 060 refers to the case shape, which I forget what they call it, but it's the case shape that the lugs are covered, kind of like a turtle. I like it. And the 142 refers to the dial itself, the yellow dial. Now, this one is very far from how it came from the factory. It came from the factory with this bracelet on, the Vostok bracelet, which I can't say if it's good or bad. All I can say is it does not fit my wrists, which are 6¼ inch, or in other words, minuscule. So the dimensions of the watch are as follows. The case width is 41 millimeters. The case depth, 15 millimeters. The lug to lug is 50 millimeters, but they are covered. As you can see, you cannot see the lugs from the side. Stainless steel case, obviously 200 meters water resistance, and an 18 millimeter strap width. I have it on a NATO from cheap NATO straps. Took about 2 months to arrive to Israel, so I don't know if I can say anything good or bad about them. It does have automatic winding and manual winding. The movement is a 2416, the Vostok in-house movement used basically in all the Vostok Amphibia watches, and I think in most of the Commandeerski as well. So, it is 31 joule movement, and mine is actually running in the specifications, which are -20 to +60 seconds a day. Mine has been running very consistently at +20. I never tried to regulate or do anything about it. I've been happy with consistency at the moment. So it came with this bezel, which is a weird compassy bezel, which I didn't like, and I originally knew I wanted to do this to it. Once they got it in yellow, because I got a good price on it. The Vostoks come in this nice little plastic box. But let's talk about the watch now. Let's ignore this. So I called my Bumblebee. Now, how can I describe the watch? Well, it's very cheap. Here on Marinum, you can see here, it is $75. That is today. This site also has all the dimensions in a slightly better, very easy way to see the dimensions. This is the 060, like I said. So basically about this watch, it is a diver, obviously. It's got a domed acrylic crystal, if I'm not mistaken. I like it. It's a bit of a history. In 1967, they came out with the first amphibian. And because of the communism and the Iron Curtain, they were not allowed to use any Western patents, so they designed their own type of waterproofing. So it has sort of a double case back. And it gets more waterproof as you go down due to the pressure of the water on the watch. Like I said, it is hand winding. I did not let mine die since I bought it because the date setting is incredibly annoying. There are a bunch of little features I really like about this watch. I love how the little waterproofing has a little whale to show it. I love that it says made in Russia over there in Russian on the watch. The loom is actually pretty good. If you, for going from outside inside, it's pretty decent. The acrylic crystal does catch scratches a bit, but for the price, you don't care. It's a beater watch. It's one you wear every day. I really do like it on the NATO strap, and it's cheap, and I think anyone should have one, if not, a dozen. I actually want to get another Commandeerski, try and put it on this, and get sort of a field watch aesthetic. Maybe even use the bezel from this. Yeah, so basically the Vostok if I had to describe it as what it is and where it sits in watches, it has history and heritage, just like any high-end brand, with all honesty. It has its very own unique characteristic, especially if you take the more iconic cases like the Scuba Dude and Dial, sorry. And they're infinitely modifiable. So anyone should have one to make it his or her own, or use it as gifts, or getting into modifying watches. It's also a good quality timepiece. I mean, you're walking around with a mechanical watch and not a random smartwatch. Here, I'll put it on wrist for a second so you can see on my tiny little baby wrists. 1 second here, let's get that in. There it is. Don't think I can focus. There. Let's get the focus. There. There it is on my 6 1/4 inch wrist. Let's turn that light off. There you can see the lume right there actually. So yeah, that's it on my wrist with the NATO strap, which is actually pretty good, this NATO strap from cheapnatostraps.com. So yeah, that's my review of the Vostok 06014. Oh crap, I gotta check. Sorry about that. 060142, what I was going to say. Yeah, so I like it, and I generally do like Russian heritage things and history in general. I use a lot of old Russian lenses, and my biggest problem with this watch is actually the box. That is not how you spell Vostok in Russian. That is how you spell it in English. In Russian, if you look at the instructions, which come in Russian, Vostok, that says amphibian in Russian, Vostok has a B and a C. That's how you say it, and that's how you spell it in Russian. It's pronounced Vostok. I really do wish they would have stayed with their heritage and not, let's call it, conformed to the Western world and staying with what they are. But other than that, I really do not have any negatives for the watch at the price. The bracelet, though. As you can see, it's folded, and there's 2 little bits of sheet metal that's folded over. I didn't wear it enough to see if it's awful like everyone says it is, because it really didn't fit me. It was too big for me, so my opinion is not necessarily the best one. But it suits the watch very well. It sits very flush with it. I guess you could call these hollow end links because, you know, it sort of sits with the case. Yeah. Anyway, I really do like the watch. I think anyone and everyone should have a Vostok. I think it's cheap, good. I definitely know it's waterproof. I've gone with this in the shower, swimming, to the gym, and everything. Oh yeah, one more thing. The bezel, it's useless for diving. It's bidirectional, which means it's a bit good for anyone who, you know, their friends are assholes and like clicking their bezel sideways. But I wouldn't really use it for diving. Not to mention that this bezel is from eBay. I'll leave a link to where I got it in the description. And hope you like the video. I do try to make these, and yeah, I know I'm not very good at this yet, but I do plan on improving. So thanks for watching, whoever is watching.